What's up guys, Siemens here. We're back in the shop. We are headed fishing today, but we got a little unboxing. We're doing a little craft time with Jay. I kind of like doing these videos. It's something different. If I can help teach you guys, maybe save you guys a little bit of money or a little hack along the way, I want to share that with you. I've been listening to your comments. I read all your comments after all the videos, and on one of my recent videos, the Sonar comparison, the live scope versus the Sonar ball, I got so many comments about the Garmin Striker 4. I think even in previous videos, so many people were talking about Striker 4, Striker 4, Striker 4. I just thought, okay, if this many people are talking about it, it must be good. So I did a little Googling, I did a little searching, and I was like, I wonder what they cost. They're on sale in Kenora. I found one for $170, regular 200 bucks. This doesn't come with a portable kit. This is just the unit. This is the Striker Plus 4. We're gonna unbox it. We're gonna see what all you get for $170 Canadian. We're gonna try to build a portable kit because obviously I didn't buy the portable, the one that comes with the bag and the battery and everything. And then we're gonna go and try to catch some fish with it. And I'll give my opinion on if this is potentially one of the best budget options. Like, this has color sonar, it's got GPS, it's got their auto mapping feature. Yeah, I don't even understand how they can do that all for $170. It's pretty ridiculous. But anyways, let's get to the action. I've already opened this box before, and so I kind of knew what to expect. But let's open it with you guys. Right on the top there, you have the unit, nice and small, like so light. All right, you guys ready for this? Just look like first impressions looking at it. It's super basic. It has just 2 ports on the back. I'm guessing that's one for power and one for, I mean, it says power, one for your power and one for your transducer, that's it. There's no spots for a card to get put in. So obviously you can't put in any map chips, you can't export it via SD card. We've got power cord, the transducer bracket. I think this is what the fish finder attaches into. This is the base plate for it. Instructions, some screws. We don't need any of that. Most of this stuff that we're gonna use for this build right now, you can pick up at Princess Auto. Princess Auto's your like one-stop shop for all sorts of little kind of projects like this. I've never really built a kit like this before, so this is my first shot at it. But first thing you're gonna need is these hard cases. I bought a 3-pack there last time I was there, not knowing I was gonna do this project. I think it was like a 3-pack for 30 bucks. So we are gonna mount the graph to the top of this, and we're gonna house the battery on the inside, and I will link this below if they still have it available. This foam matting, we're gonna put this inside, kind of hold things in place. This is actually a little chunk cut off of what I use for ice camping. Once again, will be linked below, but yeah, we're gonna cut a little chunk, and that's gonna act as a cushion for the battery and also kind of hold it in place. Next, some PVC tubing. This is gonna be our transducer arm. So depending if you wanna rig something for the boat, because the kit that we bought doesn't have an ice fishing transducer, you can get one. We're gonna use an open water transducer, which still works through the ice. It just has a bit of a different angle. We have one little angle piece for the bottom. That's what the transducer is gonna mount onto. Then you're gonna want a battery. So there's 2 options as far as batteries go. You've got your lead acid and you've got your lithium. Dakota Lithium, you've heard me talk about swapping them out in all my electronics. These are more expensive. It's an investment. This lead acid, you're looking at about 20 bucks Canadian. I think this one you're looking at like 80 or 90 bucks Canadian. This is the 7 amp hour. This one is 2 pounds, 2 ounces. This one, double that weight, 3 times that weight. I'm not sure, it's pretty heavy. So I would think that with this battery, or if you have a 10 amp hour, you could run it. I don't even want to guess. Maybe I'll do a test yet, but it's gonna run it for a very, very long time. I would think you could do a weekend camping trip sort of thing with one charge. Yeah, I think that's it. We got a little bit of hardware. Yeah, let's just get to it. All right, first thing we want to do is figure out how we're gonna mount the graph on top. You've got this receiving end right here. I kind of want to put it right at the edge, I think. I'll drill it through this plastic. You can, and then the deal is when we're done, you're gonna be able to slide this bracket out. This will stay on the top the entire time, and then all the other pieces will get hid away on the inside for travel. So first thing we're gonna do is let's click this together. So it clicks in on the back, super basic mechanism. It tilts. There's no buttons, there's no knobs to tighten or loosen. It's just like, when it's so light and small like this, you just kind of, yeah, you force it like that. So right now, with how this is set up, I think that looks pretty good, having it right on the edge of the case. You could still use the handle. I kind of want to make sure this doesn't affect the handle if I want to use the handle at some point. But other than that, I think we can start drilling some holes. As they say, drill twice, measure once. It's not the saying, I know. All right, we got it lined up. So now we're dealing with the inside of this whole thing. We're gonna need somewhere to pass the cord. So when they come out from behind the graph, we need to make sure there's somewhere that they can pass through there. Oh! We're good. Everything's good. I should take this, take the screen off. That could have been bad. All right, so now as you can see my eyeball? As you can see, we got a hole in it now. So that should work to pass the power cord through. So that's kind of how the battery is gonna fit. Yeah, you could have a smaller case, but watch this. This is like the best part. You got the battery in the bottom, and we're gonna be able to slide that graph right on top there. And then you'll have room for some of the other cords, some of the other stuff down below there. So that's kind of how I'm planning it right there. Before I go any further, so I'm gonna take this foam mat, I'm gonna trace it to the bottom of the compartment here. I'm gonna cut out a little section where the battery is gonna sit. That way it's going to, you know, favor the battery to stay in that position. I think it's pretty straightforward. This totally feels like crafts time. Today on Crafts with Jay, I'm gonna teach you how to trace. You can always cut more, you can't put it back on, so. Now I'm gonna lay the battery in there and kind of just cut out a little spot for the battery. So we got that PVC tube that I mentioned before, and we've got a shorter piece. This piece should be wider than the diameter of your hole. So if you're fishing with a 10-inch hole, this should be 12, 13 inches. If you normally just fish with an 8-inch hole, make it 10 inches, whatever. But basically, I thought this pole, how I cut it, was gonna be good for most of the winter around here. If you're on Lake Winnipeg and you're dealing with 4 feet of ice, you might need a longer pole or whatever. Or you get an ice fishing transducer, then you can just let it dangle down your hole. But this, the angle is pretty important. This doesn't self-level like an ice fishing transducer does, right? To be able to adjust it, depending on your height, we're gonna put holes all the way across here every 6 inches. And we're gonna put a hole in here and it's gonna make essentially a T. So then wherever you want to adjust it, depending on how thick the ice is, you're gonna set it. And the beauty of it too is it's also gonna self-level because this is gonna wanna bounce. So even if it's a little crooked on the snow, it's gonna always wanna hang straight. And then your transducer will be straight because your transducer being straight is super important, especially when you're using like an open water transducer like that. So I just have a quick release wing nut and a bolt that we'll put through here. And then we're gonna attach the transducer to the end. So time lapse of me drilling a lot of holes. Okay, next up we gotta do is we're gonna put the transducer on the bottom. We're gonna pass the cord up through the middle. We'll probably stuff most of the cord in there just to keep it nice and clean. And then we're like almost ready to go fishing. All right, we've passed the transducer cord all the way through. Ooh, that's clean. Look how clean that is, that's nice. No cords, I mean, you could still lose a fish on that, I'm sure, but. All right, when you tighten down any transducer, you kind of don't want to winch it down all the way because if you keep it a little bit loose, it gives you that ability to be able to turn it. As we're gonna tighten this down a little bit here. All right, guys, well, this is the transducer setup. I think the term janky would probably describe it, but just a little PVC tubing, a couple wing nuts, a couple bolts to make that little T-bar. But you know, we're gonna wanna play with the angles a little bit. We can adjust this depending on the thickness of the ice. I just stuffed the rest of the cord in the end there. I can pull a little more out when I need. We're gonna kind of plug things together here and see how this whole baby looks. All right, the unit is assembled. As I mentioned, this is the Garmin Strike Plus. It's what you guys kept telling me I needed to check out. In that last video, we used the Sonar ball. And I'm never gonna speak down on another unit. I think the Sonar ball has its pros and cons. With this battery pack, as mentioned, can last a very long time. So could this be the best option for $200, under $200? Very well could be. Yeah, we're gonna pack this whole thing up. I'm gonna show you how it all fits into the case. And then we are gonna hit the ice and I will give you guys some specs on the unit and we'll see if it lives up to the hype. Welcome back. We got Sam. Sam's gonna test this graph out. She's a bit of an ice fishing electronics aficionado and she's enjoyed Vexlars over the years. She's enjoyed LiveScope and now she's going to enjoy our portable kit that we built in the shop. The goal today is walleye, maybe perch, whatever. I just want to see how this marks the lure, how this shows up. So we're gonna drop this in the hole. That's pretty good. Let's see if it fires up. There you go. For now, we're just gonna get Sam set up on probably traditional mode. I'm gonna get a GoPro filming the screen yet so you can see what we're doing, but for now, we're just gonna get Sam fishing. The first thing I can say with any electronics is take it off the automatic modes. Try to put it on manual settings so you can dial it in perfectly. You don't want fish icons showing up on your screen. All right, today Sam is gonna be fishing with, you guessed it, the dinner bell, any jigging spoon, jigging minnow, whatever would work. Dinner bell is just nice for calling in fish. All right, so we're gonna just go into the menu there. We're gonna go back. So these are the settings you get right off the start. You got traditional, flasher, split screen, quick draw, that's like your auto charting, and then some settings and stuff. Right now we're gonna go to flasher mode to give us a real-time reading. We'll show you some of the other modes yet too, but nice color display. All right, we're gonna put a little minnow tail on for Samantha. As far as adjusting gain goes, you kind of want to be able to see your lure and not too much extra. So your lure's showing up pretty big right now. We might want to turn the gain down a bit, but it looks like our angle of the transducer is pretty good. It's marking nicely. Let's look at the menu here just to see what options we got. So we got traditional mode. Let's take a look at that. That's a pretty clear way. I don't know if there's a way to add some sort of live bar on the side. I'll have to look into that in the settings a little bit. We've got different color schemes we can play with. It's got the water temp. It's got our voltage, 13.2 volts. Okay, now this is a bottom lock mode. There's a fish. Look at this. There's a fish. Yeah, just hold it there. Right, this is a good start. You catching them?
Nope.
Marked any?
What are the ones up higher?
I wouldn't want to worry about those. No.
Do you want to look at this?
What?
Just look.
Right?
It's gone.
Oh, it's warm in here. You want me to turn it down? Oh, that was a nice mark. He came above you. What?
Oh!
What?
I just had a bite.
Really?
Yes.
Still there?
And I missed it. Oh, he came up so fast.
Tell the camera what you're doing.
I was rubbing my eye and then I felt it. Look at that. He's streaking up towards me. Ooh. I got one! I got one! Oh, that was so cool. Let's see. Come on. It's a perch! Cool. That's pretty cool. You could see him streaking up from the bottom really well. There we go. Victory. And I kept my tail.
What you got? We were teaching Sam the ways of the perch. Woo! Okay, we're keeping this guy. Fish fry tonight. Oh. Did you just eat it? Yes! Yes! You look so scared. I think it's another perch. Take your time. Perch fry tonight? Is he in the transducer? Ooh, that's a nice perch.
Fatter.
The perch queen Samantha. All right, that one's coming home with us. 2 perch. They marked pretty good for small fish. There was no problem. We got no interference issues right now. Obviously, this is the only graph we're using, but no random noise, I guess you could call it. You know what time it is? Time is it, Sam?
Sam Cam, it is time for
Sam Cam.
The Sam Cam is back. Ladies and gentlemen, she back by popular demand. What's the Sam Cam? Well, it's like just a GoPro on your chest, basically, but it's when Sam wears it, it's the Sam Cam. We got Sam Cam merch below if you're looking for it. A bunch of people are asking for Sam Cam merch, so it's there. There's stickers, there's t-shirts, there's sweaters. Channel your inner Sam Cam.
Size up.
Size up, says Sam. Well, this is nice. Sam's hosting the show today, so I just gotta sit back, watch the Sam show, play on my phone. I'm thoroughly impressed. I like just looking at this graph. I would compare it to I think it was the LC522. I think that was the Lowrance back in the day that was the nice color palette with GPS and everything. This probably has a couple less features, but I remember those units being like between $500 and $700. That obviously you could put map chips in. This one you can't put map chips in. I would say that's probably the biggest downfall, but if you just do some backcountry canoe kayak stuff, you can still do a little bit of mapping with the I forget what they call it, the contour draw or whatever it is, map draw, something like that. It's their form of auto charting. But yeah, the portability of it's just amazing. I'm gonna try zooming in even more on the bottom. So now it's zooming in on the bottom 10 feet. You can see there's probably a rock there, and you can see the lure right above. That's pretty nice. This screen, obviously the hardest return is orange, or yellow, whatever you want to call it, and then pink, purple, and then that blue is the lightest signal. I'm fairly certain. Okay, so I haven't really talked about the spot we're fishing too much. The focus is obviously the graph. We're fishing a plateau on a main lake hump. I think the top of it comes up to 16 or 19 feet. We're, yeah, a 27-foot ledge and then 28 foot, and then it drops off into like 40 feet just over there. So I like the little little plateaus before the drops. I don't really like the steep breaks because then you can't mark as well. Right now, you can see we're probably on top of one boulder. We'll see if there's a dead zone. Now my lure's on the bottom, lifting, lifting, lifting. So there's maybe a little bit of a dead zone, maybe one rock there. You can kind of see the lure come through that rock. So I'll take a moment to just mess around with the settings a little more, see what else we got going on. What's edge? What's A scope? Ooh, there we go. This is way better. This is what I should have done sooner. So this is I think A scope shows it in a different way. I actually don't know exactly how A scope works. And then as well, I added that live bar on the side now, and I should have played with the settings sooner, but now I have on the right is real time, what's going on, and then the left is the history of it, and that's pretty sweet. Fish finder features. Well, I kind of showed you a bunch of them. It's got bottom lock, so the traditional frequencies on this, 50, 77, 83, 200. So it does a dual beam, so it does multiple frequencies at once, which I think gives you a better image. Resolution, you got 272 by 480, 4.3 inch screen. Rugged design for every fishing environment, 1 foot contours, and up to 2 million acres. So even though you can't put a chip in here, that's a lot of auto charting data. GPS, that's pretty much it for features, but I still can't get over how they can sell it for that cheap. We need fish. It's gonna turn on any second now, Sam.
Yeah, Gary.
They call me Gary. 2 people have driven by looking for Gary. I ain't Gary. Well, it's 4 o'clock. They should start screaming.
Where do camels live?
Fish. Look at that big mark. Big mark coming up. Got him.
Yes!
Yes! Ooh. That fish is squirrely. Can you pull the transducer out? This is oh boy. I think it's a pike or something. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What do we have? That run was insane. Feels heavy. I think pike. I don't know, this fish is just squirrely. It could just be a medium-sized pike. Oh, I don't have. I think the fish must be wrapped up or something. I don't know. Like, why does it feel like it's 100 pounds right now? Maybe it's like hooked to the bottom of the ice. That was exactly it. Sometimes that line will hook on the bottom of the ice and it'll like make a little indent, and then that fish can pop off potentially. Ooh, that was a big head shake. What do we have? Those head shakes are so big. I do not like them at all. Oh, come on. Oh, I hate this. I hate this. No! 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 Oh my goodness. Is he still on? Am I hooked on the ice? Oh! All I got is the tip-up bait from outside. So what happened was that fish swam all the way over to the tip-up, which isn't that far. It's like 20, 30 yards away. My goodness. I am crushed. Well, it marked beautifully on the graph. We'll play an instant replay of that fish coming up. That was perfect. Oh, let me cry for a bit. Oh, guys, what do you think that was? Do you think that was a big walleye? Do you think it was like a medium-sized pike? The head shakes felt pretty wide, like it could have been a pike. There's a chance it could have been a lake trout, I guess. Everything was good. He just came up and chowed it. It hurts. It hurts. You would have landed that one. Everyone's gonna roast me in the comments and be like, Sam would have landed that one.
It's the finesse. What hurts the most was being so close and having so much to say, watching you swim away. Do you feel better now?
Yeah, that helped. Here's a fish. Come on. Yes, he's gonna eat. Ooh, he's gonna eat. Yeah! Nice! Nice, Sam. We're gonna pull this.
This is a walleye.
Yeah, you feeling it? It looks okay.
This is a walleye.
Sam cam's rolling. Ooh. That's a decent sized fish. Yeah, just lift, don't reel anymore. Ooh, that's a nice walleye.
Yes!
Nice.
Yes! Oh my goodness.
All right, I'll grab the vlog cam here. Show me. Nice walleye for Samantha. There you go. It's been slow. Beautiful.
Slow.
All right. Gone.
We did it.
That was good. You could tell that fish just came in and wanted to chow.
Yeah. Pressure's off now. I feel a little bit better about that.
Oh. Here we go. Nice mark. Oh, that fish throttled you. It's getting dark. Look at that. Look at that face. This is bigger than I thought. It's gonna be a decent walleye. Nice walleye. They're getting bigger. Oh.
Yes!
Look at that! That's a nice chunky mama. All right, Sam, you grab it. Yes. What do you think?
He's pretty.
You think that graph works?
They're getting bigger.
Nice. All right, Sam, what do you think? Am I a decent guide?
It was touch and go there for a minute. All right, buddy. Let us go.
Nice. Sam Cam's back.
Maybe that's my good luck today.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Since this evening is wrapping up, what would be your thoughts on this? You've used live scope, you've used a flasher.
Tough to compare it to a live scope. Live scope's a little more interesting to watch fish interactions, but the couple fish that I caught today, you could clearly see them rising from the bottom, which is pretty cool. Seems easy enough to use. And
Yeah.
it only cost us like $170, which is what I like the most.
Yeah. I think you need to kind of take a couple things into account when you're getting your graph. I think if you need mapping, if you want to get Lake Master for Lake of the Woods, for the Great Lakes, wherever you are, then I think probably like a Helix 5 kit would be the best for year-round use, but then you're spending 500 to, I don't know exactly what it is, around 500, 600. If you're doing a lot of backcountry stuff or mapping just isn't that important to you, this is incredible for the price. There might be some other ones, I don't know. Like I said, I don't have any brand association with any electronics company. I like trying them all and playing around, and when I saw this on sale and I saw all your comments about you got to try the Striker 4, I was like, okay, well, let's buy it. Let's see if the hype is real. And yeah, I'm impressed. I mean, all the technology is getting so good these days, and same thing with live scope. The price is probably going to drop in half in the next couple of years. So if you are getting into ice fishing and just you want a year-round graph as well, you can put on the back of your canoe, your kayak, your John boat. I mean, you're not really going to go wrong with this, I don't think. Well, I lost one really big one, and Sam just caught all the rest. That's a wrap. Thank you guys for watching. If you are fishing on the ice, do not forget to
Pick up your trash.
Anyways, guys, that's it. We're headed home.